What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with the weekly Xboxbeastfire podcast. I'm running on a half a tank of gas a day. I pulled it all night. I haven't been to sleep all yet as of yet. I'm fucking dying over here, and I got an interview after this show here. I'm the hardest working man in the show biz, like James Brown. But anyway, we're gonna hop right into it, the show today. There's no need for introduction. We got the same cast, the same crew. My man T Reaper with the same sweaty balls. So off the bat, what you want to talk about first? The Xbox One S has sold out at most retailers, and you were saying that Dean, that they weren't going to, Microsoft was going to restock. Um,
That's yeah, that's right. They're not going to replenish them once they go. That's it. And the next time you'll get a chance to get a 2 terabyte model will be the Gears of War custom
It's
one.
almost like you'll have to plug in your 2 terabyte external instead, huh?
Yeah.
I have freaking 3 terabyte externals. I don't give a shit.
but what do you think is the reason behind that though? If it's selling so well, why pull the plug on it? You think?
Well,
Because
I
a
read
lot
in that I read in that article. It's because Amazon is trying to raise the price on them. I'm assuming it's trying to save money. Like they don't want to increase the price, so they'll just like cut the model.
When does the other
No,
SKUs come out?
externals aren't just slower. It depends on the actual RPM.
Well, I'm
of the
talking
hard drive.
about I'm talking about the actual
Well,
like
a
the
guy
actual
commented. He
they,
said externals are slower, aren't they? It depends on what you pay for. If you want a 5200 RPM external or 72, or even an SSD, you can use it on the Xbox One. External hard drives. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
no no
Fucking
the Amazon wanted to raise the 2 terabyte white like their price up, so they're after they're just gonna cut the model because they obviously Microsoft doesn't want to raise it to like 469. That's freaking
So
insane.
you said, well, I'm talking about just not just Amazon, Walmart, the Hachi Tachi 2000 store. They're not putting any more stock in any store.
Well, you won't see another white 500 or 1 terabyte until the end of the month, like the 23rd or the 26th.
So what do you feel about this, Dillard? Good idea, bad idea? Should they just keep striking while the iron is hot? Talk to me.
No, I think they probably sold about as many as they're going to sell right now. And they also recognize that, fuck, millions of people have already invested in external hard drives. Hard drive size is not the most important thing when it comes to these devices because, I'm sure most of us already have externals, so we've already got that space. And actually it's most likely faster than the internal inside the Xbox One S. Mine's a 7200 RPM hard drive, which is pretty standard. It's faster than any hard drive in the Xbox One right now, so it just depends. Most of us already have externals, so it's not really a big deal.
All right. All right. Well, anything you want to add to that, Dan? Do you think Microsoft is making a mistake, or should they,
No, I think it's a good strategic move. First of all, you get all the early adopters and the diehard Xbox fans that want the 2 terabyte, that want the extra storage. They pay the premium price. But going forward, the Neo is going to be coming out, which is going to be competitively priced. So you don't want an Xbox One S being priced more than the Neo. So you're going to have the 500 and 1 terabyte models at what is it, 299 and 349 collectively, right?
Yeah,
Which
I
is
know I know a whole bunch of people that are getting those models instead of the 2
Hey,
terabyte.
yeah,
Dean, Mr. Sky Blue's talking about you, Dean.
whatever.
He
And
says
and
some YouTubers' videos have been stopped by IGN because of copyright issues.
oh my God. I don't know what he speaks of. I have no
Oh,
idea what he
just a
speaks of.
backstory here. Just a backstory here. Dean swooped up some Gears 4 gameplay from IGN today, and that shit got flagged.
man, they're not Jerry and he copped it from what an official, man.
He told me it was legit, man. He said it was legit.
You gotta watch that from the Nigerians on YouTube. They get you, man. They got some gold that's tied up in their uncle's savings account. They just need $5 to get it out of storage, man. The Nigerians will get you every time. Lord, man.
That's the first thing D said when he joined the room. He said, "Fuck, my shit got flagged by IGN."
So what else we got going ahead today? We got Phil has come out. They've been pretty vocal. Aaron has. So someone asked Aaron, would the Kinect be compatible with the Scorpio? And he said yes, of course. But Phil Spencer came out and said that that developers are already working on games, and they're working on the hardware for the quote unquote Xbox or Project Scorpio, whatever the name is going to be. How do you guys feel about that? And what do you think we're going to see at launch to truly showcase the system's power?
I say Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3?
Yep.
I think they will use Crackdown 3 more of a cloud demo, not
Yeah.
a local hardware demo. I say Forza Motorsport 7, obviously perfect timing. I think you'll see that game in 4K 60, and I definitely think it's possible. And could be wrong, but that's just what I think. And what else is coming out? We're going to see a lot of stuff showing off the Scorpio. Obviously, Star Wars Battlefront hits next year. Rob Ferguson already said they have a Gears 4 Scorpio patch ready day one. You'll see that most likely in 4K. I don't know. It'd be interesting though.
Dean, how do you feel about this, Dean?
I'm sticking to my guns here, and I'm going to say it's going to be Halo.
Halo was 6 at launch.
Yeah.
When did Halo 5 come out?
2015.
So
2015.
It'll be 2 years.
So you think 2 years into
Well,
turnaround?
they said when they finished making that game that they started right away on the next one. So it isn't in development, and I think they could do it. They have, they moved to x86 architecture, so it's a lot easier for them to get to it. And let's not forget they're first party, right? So they have the resources. I say we're going to see it. Who else to debut the new Scorpio, the Master Chief? Like, really, who else?
I don't know, man. The timing's a bit off on that, though. That's why I don't agree on that.
The timing's off on the whole console too, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it doesn't line up with their usual development cycle.
Nobody
That's what I'm
expected this.
saying.
Nobody expected the Scorpio to come. You're going
I
to
mean,
need
either way,
something.
we're gonna see, right? We're gonna see next year, so we'll revisit that.
What about of course we're gonna see Forza Motorsport 7. That's probably gonna be showcasing 4K 60. It's easy.
What about Scalebound?
I thought Scalebound was supposed to be coming out around February or so.
Yeah, Scalebound is in February. It's not. It hasn't been pushed back.
Halo Wars 2 is probably.
That's in February, January. I forget.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're probably gonna see something from Killer Instinct again around that time.
Yeah, I think the big story. I think we're in E3 2017. We're gonna have, which is really confusing because Microsoft said they're gonna have like a PlayStation Experience type of event this year, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, man, fuck, I would have been more confident in this if I thought the E3 was a bit better. Scorpio saved E3 for me, as anyone who's ever listened to me talk about it, E3 knows. That brought it up for me. Other than that, I didn't want to hear about Minecraft for 20 minutes, but I'm really wondering what they're even going to talk about because I figured maybe they'd save E3 2017 for just multi-plats running on Scorpio. You had Patrick Sutherland in the Scorpio reveal trailer, the guy behind Battlefield 1. They're going to have a Scorpio patch for Battlefield 1. I figured maybe they'd be showing you some of those third-party multi-plats running on Scorpio and the differences, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do this year at that event. What do you guys think they're going to do?
Me personally, as far as exclusive wise or what? What do you, as far as you do, like what?
Anything at this event this year.
At the event. I'm hoping to see some new IPs because just to be frank here, everything that Microsoft showed besides Dead Rising 4, we already knew was coming down the pipeline. You know what I mean? So
pretty much, yeah.
they got to show something what they have for the Horizon that's coming out for 2017 holiday season. They have so.
I could do with a new Splinter Cell.
Yeah. Revisit that franchise. That'd be dope.
I say new. I also say like the new IPs that like supposedly there's still like 13 that have yet to be announced, or some undiscovered Windows 10 and Xbox. And I think we'll hear more about their futuristic, hardware or their promotion for their platforms.
I think the event in October. I think they're going to show some exclusives. I think they blew a big load at E3, and they're eating their peanuts and taking their protein. They should be good to go in October.
Yeah, that's what Aaron said on that podcast was like they spent so much money and so much planning and like revealing at E3 that they didn't really see the necessary caution of doing Gamescom, but they did want to do something else for the fans, which is why that event in October is
Yeah,
taking place.
yeah. Not to go sideways on this topic, but there's rumors coming out that the PS4 is going to be unveiled at September 7th, and that in September the NX is going to be unveiled too. So it would kind of make sense for them to start showing us concrete stuff of the Scorpio in October.
Oh shit! Yeah. I mean, time is
Could be,
flying.
yeah, like kind of like what to expect type thing.
Yeah, and then they might even show us the design of a console itself, right?
It just
They should
opens up
make
with a
it. They should
PS4
make
on the
it
stage,
smart.
a
They
big
should.
flaming turd landing on it from the ceiling. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
just took a shit on this thing.
I think if I'm looking at them, their strategy is that if the Neo comes out, and it's gonna wow gamers for sure, because it's gonna have pretty graphics. It's a beefier GPU. We don't know what to expect with the NX, but let's say the NX is amazing too, and it wows the consumers. Microsoft can't afford just to sit back and say, yeah, okay, you guys just wait till next year, we'll show our stuff. They have to show their hand to blunt the force of the hype that these new consoles are going to bring, because theirs doesn't come out till a year later, right? But if they show like actual gameplay on the Scorpio and you see it in 4K and it's looking delicious, a lot of people will hold off. They will wait.
Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of what happened with the Sega Dreamcast.
Do you think
People
it's
knew the
gonna
PS2
be
was coming and it
bigger,
was more
or do
powerful.
you think it's gonna be bigger or smaller than the S, Dean?
I think it might be roughly the same size because they're using AMD's new stuff, so it's on 14 nanometers. So I don't see why it would have to be so big. It could be small, and I think they've learned from that consumers want a smaller device.
Yeah.
Like in the Asian countries, like they don't like nothing big over there. They want everything small. If the device could be fantastic, if it's big, they're like, nah, I don't want it. It's not small enough.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is bigger though, because if it's not, it's gonna run substantially hotter. Talking about 4.5 times that power, so it just depends. But I mean, people act like the Xbox One's a fucking tank. It's literally about the size of the Xbox 360, the OG version. It's not much bigger at all. So I don't even mind the size of the X1. I wouldn't be
I
surprised if
haven't
it's a
even
similar size.
theorized if the Xbox 360 Slim is smaller or bigger than this S. I haven't
No,
compared it yet.
the S is the smallest
Yeah,
ever according to them, but I don't know if they were including the power brick dimensions in that as well. You
it's
take out
smaller than
that
the
power brick, of
PS4.
course.
I gotta sit
Yes, it
beside my
doesn't look like
PS4
it
right
next
now.
to it, but yeah, the dimension-wise, length-wise, or what is it? How depth-wise it is that makes up for its thickness.
Yeah,
It did
and
launch with a whole bunch of new plagues that plague the Xbox One S. I've only experienced one of them though.
what
Yeah,
are you
that
talking about?
they came out with an article with users all bunch of issues with the Xbox S launch. Did you read that article?
No,
Of
what
course, they
issues are
knew it
they
would get
having?
clicked, right?
There's one with green screen. There's one that the screen freezes mid action. There's one that your games restart. Um, One where the actual boot up doesn't start. Luckily, there's no disk. Oh yeah, actually that is true. You push the disk the button and it doesn't actually eject. There's an entire list, but the only one I ran into was the one where it froze mid screen and I had to hard reboot it.
Well, something like that. You can also reformat your system too to get rid of something like that. Realistically, the the other ones, I guess, is to be expected. I don't know. Launches are never buttery smooth, so
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was
it's
kind
no
of it was
different
kind
than
of
the
funny because
original.
my friend that I was playing with last night, he also has an S, and his game crashed on him.
damn.
we were mid mission and the shit crashed, so we had to restart the
Yeah.
entire shit.
yeah.
Oh, Resident Evil 5 Remastered does that anyway, bro. It doesn't matter what
Uh,
fucking console you're on.
Uh, damn. Shit, but damn, that's bananas, though. Another thing, juicy rumor. PlayStation 4 Neo was rumoredly to be launched that alongside the PlayStation 4 Slim at September 7th. What do you guys think about that there?
will
Makes
I pick
sense.
the small one or will I pick the Neo? Which one?
Well, the rumor
Which
says
one?
on an article it says here both PS4 Slim and PlayStation 4 Neo to be announced uh, September 7th.
It depends if those ponies prefer your VR headset or you prefer something small.
Damn, you
I mean,
know
they're both
about.
going to be small, right? I mean, I could not see them keeping a similar cooling system or a similar cooling pathways that they have with the current PS4 with the Neo, because that PS4 gets so ridiculously hot and loud as it is. My girl was playing one not long. I was like, "What the fuck is that noise?
It's
It
like
sounded
a
like a
jet
small dog
engine, right?
on fire." Yeah, like
Literally.
it was ridiculously loud, and I'm used to the Xbox One where you can't even hear it anyway, but. Yeah, that might be why, but I see them having to switch up that cooling system or at least open up some ventilation if they're going to keep a similar look
Yeah,
to the PS4, which I think
yeah,
they will.
yeah. So I'll give
And,
that one. I'll give that to Sony. They do know how to design good-looking hardware. I'll
uh-huh.
give them that. So
Well, that's what they
Yeah,
do to pay
it's
the
not
bills. They're a
practical,
hardware
of
company.
course, on the back.
They're a hardware company. That's what they do to pay the bills. They invent things. They create things. You know what I mean? That's what they do. But also, it also says here that they are supposed to be announcing a PlayStation 4 Slim. I guess that's to compete with the Xbox One S. What do you guys
yeah,
think about that?
probably going to be priced around the same. I would imagine. And
I don't know. Last
Do you
time they
guys
announced
do you guys
two
think it's
slims,
also
right, for the
gonna have?
PS3?
Do you guys also think it's gonna have HDR and 4K upscale?
That's the $2 question there. I hope
it'll
so.
have HDR movies for sure. Both of them will have it. 100% sure on that. Sony's in the movie business, so they're aware of HDR, and all their
Yeah,
new TVs sell
yeah.
HDR. So for people to think that it won't have HDR movies, it's ridiculous. Now the HDR gaming, I'm not sure because they're using a different OS, right? They're using a different API. Windows 10 has HDR baked into it. So theoretically, as long as they have an HDMI 2.0 port, and of course they're running the new Polaris architecture, so theoretically, yes, they can do it. But how are they going to code it to it, right? Do they have something in
Yeah.
place for that? Did they think about that?
If you remember those reports, man, from Amazon or not Amazon, Netflix, a long time ago, that motherfucker was saying there's 4K ready versions of PS4 and Xbox Ones coming. So I mean, of course, it's going to have the 4K, the HDR, and the 4K are mainly due to that HDMI 2.0 port. That seems like a simple enough swap. So yeah, I really don't know how they're gonna make it too much slimmer though, because it already runs hot. Last time they made two slims of the PS3, and the second one wasn't much smaller. It just was way cheaper. The door that slid open and broke off half the time. What a lot
Uh,
of people say.
uh,
Well,
It wasn't too much slimmer. It was just a lot cheaper. So we'll see what they do
I,
there.
I think I think they will because this is using like the current PS4 is using a 28 nanometer, right? And it's slim alone, and much less when they shrink it down to 14. Yeah, they can. If I had to guess, I could say they could get it maybe 25% smaller.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm falling asleep in this bitch. Let's come on, guys. Smoke some crack or something real quick.
yeah.
Uh,
That,
I
What
smoked
did
crack
Phil
for
Spencer
six
say
hours straight.
exactly about games in development, Z?
I'm sorry. Now I was fixing my mic back here. Ass clowns. Yeah, they with as far as the Scorpio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that are developing games for it
Oh yeah,
already.
that's what Phil said. But he came out and said that at E3, that he's also fuck it. The six, what I'm hearing, that's just the base. Like the same thing with the Nintendo NX, the Tegra One chip that developers give. I'm sorry, companies, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, give developers a base, like a ceiling. Hey, make your games to, fit with these specs here, which can be actually higher. So the Xbox Scorpio can be higher than the 6 teraflops, but that's what they telling the developers right now to make your games and you have 6 teraflops to play with as of yet. I mean, so in the game, the goddamn console could be higher than 6 teraflops, man. But Phil at E3 he said he announced the developers come out and start making games. He said that shit at E3 at the end at the end of
Yeah.
their show.
Yeah.
So that's not really
Has
a
been
big.
kind of a dry week or two with gaming news, huh? This is,
No, oh, we got the Gears of War. What do you guys think about that?
yeah.
Yeah, I watched.
All I know is I'm gonna pick it up on the 7th with my S,
And that that was a good point, Dean, because good thing I got two terabytes. I got the white one, and then I got the Gears one. So
Oh,
I
nice.
won't have to worry about the 2 terabyte going out the window because I already have another one in October. I'll pick it up on the 7th, and I'll play it, and I'll beat it, and then I'll shelf it.
Are you gonna be playing the multiplayer? What did you
No,
end up
I
with the
won't. No,
campaign?
I am not. I am not. But I will play it
Rewarding,
one more
huh?
time. I will play it one more time for my boy Sable, who helped me beat that. Who ran that Resident Evil shit with me last night? Because he's not getting that S, so he won't have it 4 days early. But I'll
Okay.
have it 4 days early, and I'll beat it 4 days early, and then I'll play it one last time.
But what do you think about the campaign so far?
I'm trying to stay away from it because I want to be surprised. But the fact that Marcus Phoenix is still alive, I can see that kind of as a story twist. I liked in that trailer how he was basically like, "What the hell have you been doing?"
For those, I mean, or if you say the way they Dylan, have you seen it? What it looks like graphically? Are they? Is it
I mean, it's
very?
hard to tell over YouTube. People are you can't even tell the difference between 360 and X1 half the time over YouTube. And same for PS4 and PS3. So uh, I'm sure it looks great. It's Unreal Engine 4. I do have my concerns because Unreal Engine 4 was never meant for consoles as weak as the PS4 and X1, according to Tim Sweeney. But apparently they're getting a lot out of it, man. It still looks good. The beta looked okay, even though Rob Ferguson Rob Ferguson said that it's not even close to complete, and it will look much better. So we'll see. I'm getting it day one.
Damn. So, what's the first thing? Are you gonna hop on the campaign, or are you gonna
Oh,
hop straight into
campaign, yeah.
multiplayer?
Campaign. I'm about to get on Gears multiplayer and get dominated real quick and get pissed off. So I'm not super great at Gears multiplayer. I haven't played it in years and years and years. So campaign first, and then I'll kind of dip my sack into multiplayer and see how that goes.
I know a small portion of people that think that the new Gears of War is like the second coming for their pro league, and I don't really know how I feel about that. I think Microsoft would have made more of a promotion headway with Call of Duty than they would with Gears of War, but that's just me.
Oh, sure. But yesterday on BGSC we kind of discussed it. I said then that I think BGS. I'm sorry, BGSC. I think that Gears of War is going to be the new poster child for Microsoft. Like that hype is crazy right now for Gears, man. With
Yeah,
the
I really
Gears
hope the
con.
story is great, man. I just want some characters that I can kind of become attached to and really care about, which few games do that right now. So that's really what I want is next level story, the best story Gears has ever had. This is their chance, their new first impression.
Yeah, but
I my
yeah.
my expectations. I want that story to be between 2 and 3 length. So I don't want to pick it up at midnight, and I don't want to beat it by like 6 in the morning. I want to try to beat it at least by 9. Please give me a 7 to 9 hour story, and I will not care. But if I beat it in under 5 hours, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, long as the game was good, I don't really care about the time. Long as it's not like that Judgment dog shit.
Judgment was trash.
Yeah, it's less about the time and more about because you could have a 200-hour story, but if it's all nothing, it doesn't matter. So it's more about the story and the quality of the characters and storytelling and narrative over the length of the campaign. Yeah, I'd like 7 hours, 8 hours. That's what I'm expecting, but hopefully it's quality. Quality is the name of the game.
Damn, you guys
What
are.
about you, D? D?
Well, I was watching the footage today.
Oh,
Oh
yeah. Where
shit,
you
you did
go?
more than watching.
Are there flags in the way? Can you see
Uh,
anything?
uh, uh,
Did IGN
and
knock on your door?
and it looked amazing. The detail, the character detail, the lighting, the shadow detail, the colors, the textures, the banter between the characters. It got me real hyped for the game. Can't even lie. And all I could think about was, man, this game looks so pretty. I can't imagine what it's going to look like on my upscaled Xbox One S and HDR. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really hyped for this game, man.
Jesus.
I think
So,
I think it's going to sell well too.
oh yeah. That Gears console alone is going to do fucking numbers, man. Like like I said, I will give Microsoft their props. I think like they finally are turning things around. I can say you was telling me about NeoGAF, Dean, that everyone was singing the praise of the Xbox One S and NeoGAF, and they usually hate Microsoft and their consoles, and they like everyone's talking about how they're picking up the
Yeah,
Xbox One S.
yeah, it's shocking, and it's like still on the first page. It's like,
Telling
what's
you,
going
bro,
on?
like flip floppers, man. Ever since they found out about the Scorpio.
Yeah, yeah. the HDR and 4K revolution has begun, man. Xbox One S is really gonna sell a lot of 4K TVs, man.
Hey, speaking of 4K, how are those reviews compared to the Samsung Blu-ray player, the 4K Blu-ray player? Are they still pretty consistently better, or what?
Well, we're still getting better colors on the Xbox One S,
Hmm.
but the other player, like, it has a little bit, obviously it has more adjustments within, so you can adjust it more.
Yeah.
You have more sound settings, like, you know, Atmos sound and
So
all
it's
this
not
stuff.
just a cheap bargain bin 4K Blu-ray. It's literally one of the best 4K Blu-ray players, if not the best, on the market for the cheapest price out there when the 500 gig version comes out, right?
Yeah. The quality is good. There's no one's complaining about the quality. There hasn't been one complaint.
They're actually saying it's better than in many respects, so that's good.
I don't know if they're saying that it's better. They're
Like
saying
with the
that it's
fire and all that, you were telling us about that, right?
well, the color. They're saying the colors are better and you get a little bit better shadow detail. But I think the value is that it's cheaper than the Samsung standalone 4K HDR Blu-ray player, and that it doesn't perform worse than it. And on top of that, you get gaming. You can
Oh yeah,
game on it. So
and
it's
it's a
it's
full-on media hub as well.
yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. And I've been looking around and I see that the some places are having sales on the Samsung player. They've reduced the price on it.
What's
Yeah,
happening, chicken spaghetti?
damn. Shit, this is bananas here, man. So, this is fucking ridiculous. Now I'm just reading some fucking. These motherfuckers take this shit way too seriously.
Yeah, next gen's getting played by those PC weirdos, right?
Yeah, fuck them. But yeah. But anyway, other than that, like I said, I give credit where credit is. I don't mind eating my crow. Congrats to Microsoft. Like they're finally turning the corner on nothing but people been singing the praise of the Xbox One S. Faster, slightly more powerful, especially if you have a 4K television that can handle 10-bit coloring. You're in for a treat. I can't wait to see what these games look like in HDR. I'm fucking thrilled, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe if, like I said, if the demand is high, going back to what we said earlier, for the 2K, I'm sorry, for the 2 terabyte model, I mean, shit, man, strike while the fucking iron's hot. But Crap was telling me yesterday, for the 500 gig, you get all the fucking Halo games, Halo
Yeah,
collection,
in
and
that
Halo
bundle,
Bunch of
5.
yeah.
bundles, man. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
bundles out there.
yeah, in that
That's
bundle, yeah.
fucking ridiculous. Jesus. You get
Yeah.
all 5 Halos for $300 and the Xbox One S. Like that's fucking bananas, man. That's fucking sick. But that's basically about it. I mean, this is about an hour show. Anything you guys want to add to get the hell out of here?
There's not much to talk about, man. Yeah,
No?
Um,
we're probably putting some of these motherfuckers to sleep. Next
I
week, next week.
Go
No?
ahead.
You got something to say, Sweaty Balls?
No, I mean, I want to give a quick shout out to all those who viewed my video though. That was pretty impressive. I liked, I
Which
liked
video
doing
is
that
that?
video. The montage. Thanks guys for commenting on that. That
Explain
took
it to us. What kind of
that,
montage?
it was Halo, it was Witcher, it was Resident Evil. I got next gen to say dope video on it. That shit was cool. Thank you.
Oh,
And then I
he's
got
always
Xbox
watching. He's always watching.
I got Xbox Week Game Girls 22 to comment on it, which was actually kind of surprising. And I did it at like 5 in the morning. I'm
Hey,
gonna do a Star Trek theme opinion piece on the S, and I'm gonna do that within the next 2 days. But I have to put it all together. But I will not get flagged by IGN because I'm not going to.
So what videos you got planned to get flagged next, Dean?
well,
Let us know in the channel future.
my Nigerian supplier told me make sure that I flip the video backwards next time.
you said it's Nigerian can
I do want to talk about the HDR TVs because I see a lot of people messaging me about what
Yes,
type of
explain.
HDR TV should
Yeah,
they get.
I'm sorry about that, Dean. That's my fault.
Explain what's going on. Talk to him.
Well, I think
I set up like 5 different questions in a row.
Oh no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking like in general. I'm just getting a lot of questions about HDR displays. People want to know if their display is good enough, if they should get a more expensive one, if their set can do it. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a lot of I would say all of the JU 6000 TVs that were made in 2015, all those TVs actually got an HDR update. And a lot of people don't know that, and they're rushing out to go buy another HDR TV when their TV actually can do it. So if
Without
you,
an evolution kit.
yeah, without an evolution kit. So if you just the 2015 models, not the 2014. 2014 does require the evolution
Well,
kit.
I like how my Vizio like has a 60 hertz port, but it doesn't support 60 hertz for 50 or 60 frames per second. I think that's kind of funny. Just supports the 4K display, which is kind of weird. But I have an M series, and it's a 2015 model, so it's just like the fuck. Like it has a golden port that says 60 hertz on it, but
You might
the
have to
Xbox
you might
One
have to
doesn't.
set it into game mode or something. I'll look into that for you. I'll ask around on that one.
Also, too, though, Dean, you should tell them that even if some of you guys have got sets in 2015, you got to make sure that your TV support 10-bit, panel coloring.
That's
My
correct.
shit goes like all the way from like because it's like the same as Dean's TV. It goes from like 24, 30, and 36 10-bit per second shit.
If it doesn't
Yeah, but
support
a lot
10-bit,
of TVs, what they do though is they have 8-bit processing, and then they have a thing that's called FRC, frame rate control, and FRC, and what it does is it flashes and it simulates the missing colors. So it's a simulation of 10 bits. So you you can still technically, if your TV is an 8-bit TV that does HDR, technically you can still see the HDR, but you're not really gonna get as rich colors because
Oh,
it's
kind of like the
simulating it.
last one that you told me about.
It's called dithering. So it's like simulating the colors. It'll look really close, mind you, but it won't look as good as a native 10-bit TV.
but
And
not even that. If
go,
you're set because the one year, if it doesn't support 10-bit, you won't even be able to upscale to 4K. Fuck the HDR. You only even if your television is 4K, if your set does not support 10-bit coloring, you won't even be able to upscale and play the goddamn console, the
no,
Xbox on 4K.
that's no.
You get,
All 4K sets
oh,
they
I
either
have the one I bought in 20 fucking 13, I mean 14. I put the X upstairs. Only thing I get to check for upstairs is the 4K Blu-ray player. It says I cannot play any games in 4K. And
that's because of your port. Your port is a HDMI 1.4 port. You need a HDMI 2.0
but then it
port.
tells
That's
me
why.
about my it doesn't support 10-bit coloring. You know what I mean?
It's because of the port though.
I don't know, but so I know what the
Modern
fuck.
TV should all have HDMI 2.0 ports.
Yeah, you don't have an HDMI 2.0, so the protection is flagging it and it says that it can't send a signal to you.
So you won't be able to. But anyway, if you got, I guess it's a set in 2015 or so. If you got one in 2014, your ass out. The higher end models in 2015,
No,
they do is
2014
no,
sets. If you have a
they don't have
Samsung,
HDR.
yes, they do. If you have a
What?
Samsung
Which
HU
one?
series, you have to buy the Evolution
They
kit,
don't
the
sell them
SE.
anymore.
Yes, they do. They still sell them. You can find them on Amazon right now.
Give me a link,
You
cause I got
okay?
a fucking Samsung Curve upstairs. Give me a
What's the
fucking link.
model number?
I don't know the fucking Curve, the first set of Curves that came out. I bought that bitch in 2014. If I can buy Evolution kit, well, I'm still gonna
Yeah,
buy the fucking set anyway.
yeah, you can buy Evolution kit for
And they
that.
said they
Yeah.
wasn't. I was in Best Buy. They said they wasn't selling them
Is it
anymore.
a 4K TV?
Yes, it's Curve.
Yeah, no, they go in and out of Amazon. They go in and out of H and I don't know B&H
Oh,
Video.
I will buy one right now. Shit.
Yeah, okay, I'll get the link for you. What was I
You know
going
what I
to say? Lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, so the 2014 TVs, if you buy the Evolution kit, you get HDR. Because I have a 2014 TV. I bought the Evolution kit for my TV, and I get HDR.
Just know that those are like $400.
Yeah, they are $400. Yeah, but it's better. It's cheaper than buying a new TV if that's your
Because
option, right?
I have a 2014 E series and I have a 2015 M series. So
No,
it's,
out of luck.
yeah.
People are like, what the fuck's an evolution kit? Basically, it's just a new processor to help your TV handle that workload that's needed.
What it does, it's a system on chip, so it has video decoders, video processors, it's got a new GPU, it's got a new CPU, it's got new HDMI ports, it has the new Havoc decoder, it has the new protocols, and once you hook it up to the TV, it overrides the sock that's on this TV, and then they become like one sock.
It's basically just replacing all the internals of your TV.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
which is pretty cool, man. That's actually really cool. It's a lot cheaper than buying a new TV. $400 is still a chunk, though. Just know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and we got lucky because I did tests on all of these TVs, and the 2014 TVs they were actually 10-bit panels.
Let's see. Oh, damn, this is nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm about to buy one right now. Ching.
Oh,
But
you found
anyway,
it?
yes, I see right. They got one left. One.
Yeah, you better grab
Well,
that.
I might get a new TV for Black Friday if I can pay everything off by like the end of September.
People that are like under a budget, but want something that's excellent, I recommend getting a KS8000. You can get those for a really good price. They have HDR10. They have over 1,000 nits brightness, so they're UHD certified by the Alliance. Obviously, they're 10 bits. They have the quantum dots, so you have even more colors. You have a higher.
What's the refresh rate though?
They do 120 hertz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all 120 hertz. So and it has very low input lag. Anywhere from 16 to 20 milliseconds of input lag.
What's the lowest input lag on these 4K TVs you've seen?
I think the lowest I've seen is like either 12 or 16.
Yeah, because like some motherfuckers in the comment on one of my last videos was like, yeah, I got one that's 2 milliseconds. So like, yeah, sure you do.
No.
You're
Maybe
playing on a PC monitor
yeah.
if you're even thinking of getting close to that.
And which is retarded because if you look at a PC 4K monitor, they are like say like a 30-inch, and it's like as expensive as like a 50-inch 4K television. Makes no sense.
Yeah, because they got that higher refresh rate most likely too.
Let me ask you a question before I buy this goddamn thing. Now, say if by chance if Samsung that HDR Dolby Vision becomes more mainstream, well, if I buy this Evolution kit here, will it support it? The Dolby Vision?
Well, they said that they're not really supporting the Evolution kit going forward, so the new TVs don't support the Evolution kits. But Samsung did say that for those of us that do have the TVs that do support the Evolution kit, they may come out with a new box in the future. So technically, if they want to, they could add it to the older sets that support the One Connect box.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
the more you know.
But you know what? In all honesty, everyone is ranting and raving over Dolby Vision, and yes, it looks superior at the moment because it can adjust the HDR on a scene-to-scene basis. But the dynamic metadata that does this is coming to HDR10, and it's coming to Samsung TVs sometime this year, and it's going to be certified into the UHD certification process for next year. So they're going to add it to all the TVs. So once this is added, they're not going to look any different. And HDR10 is brighter than Dolby Vision HDR.
Yeah,
it's already brighter than it.
The free standard is most likely to actually be the most widely adopted. Anyway.
So those that are so worried that, oh my God, I want to have this standard HDR10. Okay, it's good to have both, of course, but HDR10 is going to look exactly the same within the next 6 months. And the difference is negligible right now if you have a UHD certified set that reaches 1,000 nits, because the metadata is only good for the sets that have lower nits, right? So that you don't have any, what's the word that I'm looking for? You don't have any clipping, It does the tone mapping better, and it's designed around the capabilities of that set, right? So it talks more to it and it sees what it can do.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out with Xboxbeastfire podcast. That was Dean, the tech guy, the funky Nigerian. That's the funky what too?
Nigerian flagger.
Yeah. T20 ball, dealer gaming and myself. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab me a cup of coffee. I have the biggest Nintendo fan of them all. Obi-Wan Plays. Gonna be doing a one-on-one with him in about 20 minutes. So come right back and come rock out with your boy. I gotta get on about the Nintendo NX. But thank you for rocking out with us, man. We'll catch you guys later. Bang bang. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of all.